With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Great moments in history have begun with a question.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
And what kind of hair product does Mitch Moss use? But Follow the Money wants to know.
Do you concur? Concur with what, sir? Do you concur?
All right, it's finally happening. Bill Simmons has a vote. It's got to be Dort. Brian Windhorst has a vote. It's got to be Dort. Is there still value on Lou Dort, Defensive Player of the Year, 11-1?
I'd say 11-1, yes.
You concur?
Yeah, because now you have two guys like that. They watch all these games. They look at everything. They talk to people around the league. And for them to push it, and again, they have the Lakers coming up twice. If Dort, and I would expect him to, be great again. Why would he not? He's been like this the entire year. He shuts down, the opposing player's best team, or best player, I should say. Reeves, Luka, if they have off nights, that 11-1 might be 3-1 by this time next week, or maybe even lower than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is turning into something here, I think.
Yep. Couple more voters. Yep, I have to change my mind, or I have to go public with this.
I believe George Sedano has a vote.
Oh, forgot about him.
He tweeted out earlier this week, goes 50-1 is absolutely ridiculous. He goes, he's the best defensive player and the best defensive team in the league.
Steph Curry's the most underrated player of all time. Do you concur?
Well, tell me why you would say underrated. I need some context to that. And I'm saying that because I have Steph Curry, my all-time top five. He is on my all-time starting five. He surpassed Magic Johnson. He's my all-time starting point guard.
Okay, I have him behind, but okay.
So, sure he's underrated, because if you wanted to, how nuts do you want to go here?
Well, best shooter of all time.
Yes.
I think it's Larry Bird. But
most underrated?
Yes. People forget how good Bird was and what he was able to do, and the three-point shot wasn't really big back then, and he played one game entirely left-handed, and Shaughnessy has all the stories in the books on Bird, but I still think it, because I don't want to get into it, and I know Von Tobel tweeted about it today, but it's still the jealousy in the back in my day guy, we would have roughed him up, and we would have done this. And okay, that's the biggest stain on Stern's legacy. That wasn't basketball. The bad boy Pistons never should have happened. That's wrestling and football. That wasn't basketball, okay? But still, I don't think you can debate he's the best shooter, but still, Durant, I think, got a lot of credit, won the MVPs, won a 17 team. Draymond with the defense, but I think when you talk about the all-time greats, he definitely has to be in the discussion for what he does and how he changed basketball.
How about this? Should Steph Curry get consideration? Let's go back to when Kobe came into the league. So since Kobe came into the league in 1996, all the players that we have watched play, should Steph Curry get consideration for the best player in his era? That means better than Kobe. That means better than Tim Duncan, and that means, gulp, better than LeBron James.
I can't go there.
He completely changed basketball, unlike anything we've ever seen before.
Yeah.
We would not have teams shooting 55 threes a game because players wouldn't play like this if we never had Steph Curry. I think that's actually a bad thing, to be honest. He was so good, it turned into a bad thing for the league.
Yes, that I'll agree with.
Yeah.
But you got to pick him up at half court, and then the passing ability, and then just unlimited range.
That's why I can't write him off. I mean, they might be the second best team in the West, because he can go for 45 any night and hit 10 threes like that.
And rejuvenated by the Butler trade.
Sure.
Cousins to the Browns isn't that bad, and they could be in the mix to be a playoff team. Do you concur?
Okay, I'll concur with the first part where you said it's not that bad. It's something, right?
I'll just say it as a plan B. Yeah, if that's your plan B, right? Maybe you take Tyler Shaw in the second round, but now the owner coming out saying we absolutely blew the Watson thing and that's it. I mean, are the options that are out there? Because now you have the Schefter report. They're not taking a quarterback at 2.
Right.
So, remember, he was, as bad as he was down the stretch, he was hurt. So apparently they're going to trade him to Pittsburgh. That's plan B if Rodgers doesn't work out. He'll go to Pittsburgh or Cleveland. If I'm Cleveland, I saw what happened with Flacco.
I don't hate it because at least it's something again, right? It's better than, who's the guy right now, Pickett?
Yeah.
That's going to be the starting quarterback? I mean, so at least you're bringing something there that might be a little bit better than Kenny Pickett, and I still think they have dudes on offense, right? They have some weapons to make it work.
Yeah.
And if they go Abdul Carter in the draft to team up with Myles Garrett, or they go Travis Hunter, and you can play them both ways potentially, I mean, there's some hope maybe there moving forward. Right now, there's no hope with the team because you have nothing at quarterback.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay. I know I have, and I've had it for years, so I want to see where you're at now. Chiefs fatigue is real and getting worse. They're going to be the Brazil game likely against the Chargers, and they're going to be on Christmas again. Do you concur?
Oh, they're going to be on Christmas again? I missed that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Black Friday, Christmas, all of got it.
I'd say less is more, probably. I'm okay if we have the Chiefs in like 2 primetime games. I'm not going to miss them if they're not.
That's a good point. See, that's the thing. They're always good, so then they get all the primetime games too.
Sure. I think Mahomes is the man. I mean, how can you argue against it? But, I'd say this. If they make it to the Super Bowl again, then I would be like, good Lord, we got to do this all over one more time. Then talk to me about Chiefs fatigue, because then I might be starting to have it like you do.
All right. Zion and Morant are 2 of the biggest busts, 1-2 in the draft in recent memory. Do you concur? Let me set it up too. For the 4th time in the last 6 years, Zion played fewer than 30 games. And now, what happened last night, the league is investigating Morant because he did the gun gesture with his fingers to the Warriors bench. Come on!
After we went through this whole thing and the suspension, he's doing it again. I want to say this. I mean, if Morant never did that, I mean, Morant was on pace to be.
He's a hell of a player.
Oh, my God.
It's all, with
so
him,
good.
With him, it's off the floor, right?
Yeah.
With Zion, he can't stay healthy and in shape and on the floor.
So if we include injuries then, I don't think an injury means bust. But if we're going to say that because the guy can't stay on the court, stuff to top it. I can give you a couple years, though, that might be worse. 2016, Ben Simmons, #1 overall.
Oh.
Brandon Ingram, 1 second.
20 when?
In 2016.
Who was it? Simmons and who?
Simmons and Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, okay. Well, Ingram could play, but...
Oh, Lakers gave up on the guy.
When did it went Odin, then Durant, right? There's another one. Odin could have been a good pro, but he couldn't stay healthy either. But
well, how about the following year? Markelle Fultz, then Lonzo Ball.
Oh, man.
Before Jason Tatum?
Before Tatum and...
De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah. Magic Johnson.
That's pretty bad. That might be worse.
That's also Colangelo, right? They had the pick and they got fooled. They thought for whatever reason that the Celtics were going to take Fultz.
Yep,
they were taking Tatum the whole
The whole
way.
time they're going to take him. And I'll throw out one more year, just based on what we know right now. The year after that, 2018, it was DeAndre Ayton, then Marvin Bagley, before Luka. That was 1-2 in 2018.
Ayton was actually good with
No,
the
I
Suns,
agree.
Yeah, sure. But that's atrocious because was it somebody hired Luka's assistant? They were
The
on
Kings
staff.
did, I think.
Yeah,
and
they
took
still
Bagley.
didn't take him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
They would have traded him anyway because they take Fox and they have Halliburton. Nah, guys, we don't want either one of you.
True. I can't believe the Zion thing. And they could have traded him too, when they at least could have got something for him.
Yeah, true.
4 times in the last 6 years, fewer than 30 games. Okay, there it is. Do you concur? I got. Let me play this for you in the audience, and I want to see what you think. So a lot of talk about this, especially on this show in the last week or so, about what the NBA is doing with the schedule. And next Sunday's the final day of the regular season. It's going against the final round of the Masters, and then how they do the schedule. And now the NFL owns Christmas. This is on the Bill Simmons podcast along with Kirk Goldsberry, who teaches a course on this in media about how they should use and change the schedule.
To me, the goal should be, how do we get away from football as much as possible? How do we take advantage of all of June instead of having the finals end on like June 18th, June 19th? Why are we throwing away June? And then could July really work for us? Use that so that we're done July 27th. The draft is July 31st. Tone down Summer League. Don't make it this huge thing. And then you basically get August and September and half of October off before we get the preseason. That makes way more sense to me.
You've got to get away from football.
Yes.
It's common sense.
Yes.
How they did it in the past was they were worried about baseball in the playoffs.
Is that true?
And then you say, it's all about you got to get away from football. So you got to start late December and wrap up your season in late July, and then you have more eyeballs because there's only baseball's going on then.
Sure. As a result, by the way, with more eyeballs on it, because of the time of year it's being played, players actually might get more money.
Yes.
So, and that's the thing, right? Because they're
right.
complaining, don't take my summers away. Okay, so you're already making $70 million a year. You have to have your summers. But if more people watch your games, that also means you might get more money if you play till the end of July.
No one pays attention October, November, December.
Absolutely not.
Nobody.
And now
we're hot and heavy on football.
Remember, again, LeBron and Curry last year planted the flag. Like, this is our day, NFL. Don't do this. Look, I'm with you guys. I wish the league never would have, but it's too late. And you have no chance going up against the NFL. Sorry, that's the way it is. On Christmas Day, forget about it. That's why I kicked this around yesterday. It was just a thought. How about the NBA starts on December 26th then? They wait. NFL has their day. Boom.
Yep. And Goldsberry, again, teaches a class on this, and he went through all the examples and how it would work as well, and the league would make more money. And you definitely think the TV partners would, and your media rights people would love it too.
I totally agree. What are you going to?
You would own May, June, and July.
How about if you're playing in the NBA Finals during Major League Baseball All-Star break?
Perfect.
Come on.
Perfect. It's the only thing going on. Take your sports betting to the next level. The Sharp Plays at sharpplays.com, your secret weapon. Since 2011, they've been building trusted relationships with major books and sports insiders worldwide. Remember him from our early days in the mornings at the South Point when he would send good stuff in as well. He has daily updates on what top pros are betting in groups. You can check out the free content anytime. Explore all their records, the detailed online logs right on the website, sharpplays.com. Remember, Mr. Poison. That was Sharp Plays.
Mm-hmm.
Sharpplays.com. Welcome aboard the Sharp Plays. Check it out, thesharpplays.com.
We might be witnessing yet another Coors Field.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Wednesdays with the Maestro popping in 15. Mike Palm, VP of this great property, going to join us in studio at that time. Some numbers that are popping right now in Major League Baseball. Padres 4, Guardians nothing. Bottom of the fourth. Jackson Merrill did it again. Looks like a 3-run shot for him. What a start to the season he is off to.
Yep.
That's what, his second home run?
And the team. It also said Tatis stole home.
He's batting .409 on the year. MVP odds are dropping like a rock. I was actually going to say, Paul, do you concur? Betting Jackson Merrill right now to win the National League MVP is worth a bet, but honestly, the NL MVP, I think betting the MVP in either league, dicey proposition because you're going to have to beat out, if they stay healthy, Judge and Ohtani. Right?
Yeah. Be tough.
Yeah.
5.5 in play now with the Padres. That it goes back to, will Cleveland score? You know, you want to lay the 5.5 because they're hitting 161 with runners in scoring position. And again, how great the bullpen has been. This is something. Allowed only 9 runs on the season, and the bullpen's only allowed 1 run in 24 innings pitched.
Yep.
This is crazy with these numbers. How about if they get another shutout as we go to we're in the 5th inning? They've had 3 shutouts in 6 games.
That's
they can keep
crazy.
this going.
Yeah. Imagine if they could have hit a little bit, just this much, against the Dodgers last year.
Well, they were the better team.
They would have been in the World Series.
They choked. They did.
Cease through 3 hits, no earned, 4 Ks so far. Going pretty well for the Padres.
Yeah, a little surprised what's going on in Seattle, too. 3-2 Seattle in the 5th.
This was the new Coors Field I was talking about.
Yeah, you're right.
3-2 all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So everything I said earlier in the week about this team, watch them first 3 under, first 5 under. This is not the series for that, even though we're talking about elite pitching going for these teams. Not happening there today. Mariners with 3 runs off Skubal. Tigers have answered with 2 of their own. Are the Giants good?
Yes. I tried to make the case yesterday. Looking at their roster and their starting pitching, it's sneaky good. Yes.
They're up 5-1.
And if they're going to continue to hit like this as well, yep, no problems with 5 early off Valdez. And when you have Webb and you have Verlander, And some of the guys they can trot out there with their staff? Yeah.
Now, here's the big story, though. This is the real Coors Field light that I was talking about before the break. It's got to be Sacramento. They're playing in the bottom of the 5th inning right now. Through 4 innings, it was Cubs 8, A's 2. That's yet another rocking chair winner to the over with A's games played in Sacramento. Let's check the stats here. Sasaki with 2 home runs. He's got 4 RBIs. Remember, we just talked about Springs against the M's last time out, his first start of the year.
Suzuki.
Who did I say?
Sasaki.
Yeah, Suzuki. I'm sorry. Springs today, at home, 3 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, 3 Ks. Not great. So the difference there in pitching against the Seattle offense and now at home against the Cubs. And Rooker has a home run. That is his 3rd on the year. But the story really is just what the number is going to be here in these A's games moving forward, as we talked about yesterday.
Are you there already, or is it the Cubs? 10-6 against Arizona, 8-1, 10-6. And then you get the madness with this 3-game set in Sacramento. Well, they played crazy games in Arizona prior to this.
Okay, I don't disagree. It
Both
might
things can
be a little
true.
bit both.
All right, both things can be true.
So now the A's go on the road after this, and they play at Colorado for Coors Field for 3. Okay, but then they come back home for a 6-game set, and this is probably not going to go well for Sacramento. They get 3 against San Diego and 3 against the Mets. So what's the angle with the San Diego games? Game totals over again, or just because of their pitching might be so good again this year with that pen, they just want to go, Padres will get another at-bat in the 9th inning, in theory, right? Well, they will, automatically. And team total over for San Diego in those games? Because this has been no problem for the Cubs so far. That could be it.
You don't want to go over 13.5 in play as we go to the top of the 6th?
I bet at 8.5 on the overnights last night, so I'm good to go. But sure, can we get 4 more runs? Why not?
Yeah.
Still early here.
It is. And the issues the Cubs bullpen has had have been terrible.
Okay, good one.
I would go over 13.5 in play as we go to the top of the 6th.
Can I give you this? Buying at the absolute rock bottom point of this guy's career tonight to have himself an evening, and that is Rafael Devers.
Yeah. It's never happened before. He's 0 for 19 with 15 strikeouts.
What a start.
Yeah.
So tonight, the Red Sox are playing in Baltimore against the Orioles, and Eflin is going for the O's. Devers in his career, 375 hitter, 2 home runs. You want to buy here on a little bit of a Rafa.
No,
he's gonna hit at some point.
Well, he's got to prove. He's got to break out of it first.
But also, the Orioles, don't forget, they were playing in a ton of overs to begin the season.
They have been, yes, right. They've been great offensively.
So Crochet is going.
Yep, 8 runs in there. 8 runs in every win so far for Baltimore.
Damn. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But very disappointed in the Red Sox after the 1-4 start. He just signed the big deal. They did a big effort from Crochet here. This is what aces do.
Yeah.
You stop the bleeding. You get a win when you need it. So it's been a bad run here for Boston. Over 8 in the Yankee game. Gallen on the road.
I think I'm in.
Don't trust Rodon. Yep.
I think I'm in.
Sure. And the total's already up tomorrow in the Red Sox game. It's 9. 41-year-old Charlie Morton going with all these Orioles overs as well.
Okay, so you want to go over on that one then?
Yeah.
I mean,
this offense is the real deal, and I can't stand the pitching rotation.
You had him targeted and circled before, back in March.
Yeah, you got him roughed up big time in his first start. Absolutely. And then you got the big one tonight. Only late game, the Dodger game, but in terms of late our time, 5:30 Pacific, as they try to stay undefeated. And Snell 250, now up to 260 in some spots. And this will it continue with Atlanta? You got everything going on here, right? A team that hasn't lost against a team that hasn't won a game, and the no team has ever made the playoff after starting 0-7. 1 for 34 with runners in scoring position as a team. As a team hitting 137.
You think by accident, right? Something would pop there where 1 for 34 is almost impossible.
Yeah. Robertson over, it's like the whole Lewsome is their lineup. Riley's hitting .91. Harris is hitting $130. Olson's hitting 160. Look at these batting averages. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Look away. It's hideous, man.
Yeah, and then the big one was what May did, which he's a good pitcher, but he hadn't been out there in 684 days, and he was great. So what are the Braves going to do in terms of a team total standpoint? I mean, it's also kind of, you put up an 8 with a Dodger game with their offense, and you go against a guy like Elder where you think they could touch him up too.
Right.
$1.30 on the run line only for Snell and the Dodgers.
$1.30, huh? Well, they're going to hit tonight. They're going to give him some support.
Dodgers will, yeah.
The problem is this guy going to walk 6 guys?
That's the only thing. His control's good. He's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's where the problem could lie, right? Because if he's putting guys on base via the free pass, at some point those numbers are going to change with the Braves, and they will accidentally. Here's a 3-run shot after 2 walks, and now they lead after 2 innings. 3-0, something like that will happen, and that 1 for 34 is going to be bye-bye. But when is that going to come? I'm trying to find the best number available for Devers right now. Again, it's going to be a small sample size, but he will hit at some point. He's too good. And because of the slow start right now, you can find, the way it looks, about plus 450 to hit a home run tonight with him.
He's not the only one, though. Correa's been terrible.
Yeah.
Buxton. It's just, the thing with him is the strikeouts. I mean, a lot of guys start out, you get a 1 for 32 stretch or a 1 for 25. It's the 15 strikeouts. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's where it's unheard of, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
A couple of other batters tonight going. Castellanos for the Phillies against Freeland. Again, very small sample size. Keep that in mind. He's 4-14 for 286 on the batting average with 3 home runs. And Bryson Stott, good ball player. I put in my note, stolen base question mark. 33 the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. Stolen base percentage of about 92%. 3 plate appearances. He got on twice with a stolen base against Freeland. It's such a small sample size. I hate to say that it's a good bet, but this guy is good. He's good at getting on base, and he's really good at stealing bases as well. So I'm just going to throw maybe. Maybe it's worth a bet on him tonight. Nothing concrete, nothing super serious about it, but maybe you could add that to the portfolio tonight if the number's good enough.
All right, Final Four Saturday, and MLB is back. NBA, NHL playoffs around the corner. Masters next week. Stay ahead of every opportunity with the VSiN Pro subscription, just $9.99. Every best bet, every host, every guest. The morning email from Bill 80. The MLB season betting guide. Wes Reynolds on golf. Nigel on soccer. Everyone on basketball. Burke, Cohen, Hoops, always up there. VSiN.com/subscribe. NBA prop analyzer, which is great. $9.99. Join the team. VSiN.com/subscribe.
Highest number on Devers I can find is plus 470 for a home run. Mike Palm up next. Get his thoughts on baseball and the betting handle on women's games this year compared to last year when Caitlin Clark was still at Iowa.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. It is Wednesdays with the Maestro, Mike Palm, the VP of Circa Las Vegas, the Golden Gate, and the D here downtown. Joins us as he does every single Wednesday at this time. Good to see you, pal. How are you?
Thanks, Mitch. Paul, good. Nice to see you.
Hey, Mike.
A couple of things here with Major League Baseball. You're a huge baseball guy. The thorn in our side, right, has been the last couple 2-3 years. Freddie Peralta. Any interest to bet him to win the NL Cy Young?
Five and die. Freddie 8 easy today. 24 out. I said, how could they make his outs? We did hit the first day. I mean, they had his outs 15.5. He got through the 5th at Yankee Stadium. Now they come back 17.5 today. I said, oh, this is like taking candy from a baby.
Sure.
Don't worry, 24. How would you like to bet the alt 23? I mean, it was ridiculous. He was in full command after the second inning. So was Reagan's too, but I blow 2 bets on that game.
Is this the year that he puts it all together when we're not betting him?
Sure. Why wouldn't it be? The one year we skipped them.
Any interest? And you guys don't have the partnership with the Padres anymore.
No. We picked the right time to cut ties there, didn't we? They've given up 6 runs in 7 games. What's good? Huh? The bullpen nothing?
Give him 1
Cease
run?
is unhittable today. Everybody, where will Cease go? Is he going to the American League?
He's staying put. He's winning.
Well, they might win 140 games and be a wild card.
Yeah. That's fun.
Jackson Merrill, NL MVP. It's down to like 35-1 at some spots.
Get it while you can. Maybe a little pizza money. Who knows?
Going to be tough to win it, though, and beat a guy like Ohtani out.
Well, what if he doesn't pitch?
Can't they do the Joker thing? Well, you
Tired of giving it to him?
Betts is making the case for it now more than Ohtani.
Yeah.
I mean, you think you got these Dodgers beat for 6 innings every day, and then it's like whack-a-mole. Oh, boom, who's going to hit the home run?
Yeah.
Teoscar Hernandez, Betts, Ohtani. I mean, it's impossible.
Are you guys getting killed every day on the Dodgers?
Every day. They just pound the Dodgers every day. They don't even care. They don't even care. Don't hook them up with anybody. Just lay the $2. Lay the $2.40. Last night was cheap because it was sale. Just keep betting it. They never stopped betting in preseason, and they haven't stopped betting them since the season started.
I joked around to Chris Bennett at Jeff Benson on Twitter. I said, hey, guys, if I ask nicely, can I get my Brewers bet refunded for most wins in March and April? Benson had a good comeback. Chris Bennett did. He goes, sure, as long as I get to refund every bet on the Dodgers, too, yeah.
Well, they were only 3-1. Think about that.
Yeah.
But they had the 2 early games. But the Padres are staying right with them. We got to hope they slip up here and there, and the Padres keep rolling. I mean, it is ridiculous.
This weekend will be fun. The Dodgers taking on the Phillies, and also seeing what those prices will be.
Everybody's starting with like 6-man rotations. Like the opening day guys, we haven't even gotten back to them.
Yeah.
It's 6
Only a
days
couple of
later,
them,
right?
yeah.
Really, though. I keep looking, I'm like, oh, today's going to be a great day. We're going to have all the aces. No, not really.
Yep. Are you betting A's games at home over?
You have to bet all these overs. Well, first of all, the first game had like 40 runs, right? So I said, because Derek told me by the end of the season, the A's home games will have higher totals than the Rockies. And I said, I disagree with you. I think they'll be slightly under, maybe a half-run average under. Let's just look into August and see what it will be. Well, I mean, they come back. Last night was 7. The games fly over. Today, 8.5. I mean, every inning's long. There are no foul ball outs, Mitch. That's the key to all of this. The Oakland Alameda Coliseum, I mean, any ball hit in the air, they could run it down. I saw in one inning 3 balls dropped against the barriers. That would have been easy outs. If they were still playing in the Coliseum. It makes a huge difference. Plus, obviously, the ball flies out there. We see it going over the circus sign all the time.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
And even if you don't, even if the homer is to right or to center, when they flash the guy going around the bases from second to third, there it is in the background. So it was a pretty good spot that Derek figured out to put it in.
So with all these runs being scored already, money's
good.
worth. Yeah.
I mean, the hotel bookings must be going. I mean, the downloads, the app must be going crazy.
Huge. You can't walk the streets in Sacramento.
That and the Crown.
Roseville,
the Crown.
all that
I mean,
stuff,
how could we hit a daily double like that?
Fan Fest Friday. Can't wait. 12 to 6. Lon Kruger on the show. Going to be fun. Fans
got
coming
Kruger?
up. Kruger,
What
Jimmy
about
Jackson.
Bob McGillip? You got Bob McGillip on the show?
Oh, I didn't see him. No, Jim
He's gonna
Jackson's
be here
coming.
too.
Oh, is that right?
Good. Oh,
And
the
Jim
Curry
Jackson.
stories. Oh, man.
Right?
Been great.
McGillip will be great.
Yep.
I think they're going to bring a lot of people here for the Fan Fest. I'm going tomorrow night
Okay.
to the 2 games, whatever it is, 4 and 6:30, and then Derek wants us to go for the semifinals on Saturday at 10:30 and 1.
Good handle on those games?
So, well, in the states that book it, yeah, not bad.
Okay. Did you guys get it resolved in Kentucky? I know
Kentucky's
Illinois,
resolved.
It's good.
Illinois is hard no.
Hard no.
Illinois is
Oh,
not budge.
really?
Illinois won't budge. They said it's neither a college nor a pro event. It's not a college event because the NCAA doesn't sanction it, and it's not a pro event because not all players are being paid. If everybody was getting NIL money, then we could call it a pro event. But it falls somewhere in between, so it can't be booked.
Wow. Okay. All
Hard
right.
line.
Every state's going to be different.
Hard line, yep.
With the women's
Iowa
tournament
started
this year,
out in 0-2, but we got them to relent last week.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So we were fully there, and now Kentucky's on board now as of yesterday.
All right. Speaking of your birth state, right, Iowa? Okay. Last year with Caitlin Clark and how popular she was, the betting handle everywhere was through the roof for women's games. I think the easy guess would be this year, no more Caitlin Clark, obviously, at Iowa. The popularity gone a little bit. Betting handle is down.
Wrong. For the entire scope of the season on NCAA women, which doubled from 23 to 24 with Caitlin, is going to be up about 4 or 5% when the tournament's all over, and the tournament itself will be up about 8 to 10%.
Is that right?
They're very compelling matchups, too. And I mean, for as much as people want the Cinderella stories, when you have the top teams playing each other, that also helps the handle, too. So, I mean, you've got Paige Beckers as a compelled. Juju gets hurt, so that wasn't great. This UCLA team is very good.
Yeah.
South Carolina's trying to win 3 out of 5. I mean, there are a lot of compelling stories here. And meanwhile, Texas is awfully darn good, too. So, I mean, I had that ticket at UConn at 4-1. I can't believe these lines. I mean, 14.5. I bet it early at 14 and got a ridiculous push when they fouled down 12 with 8 seconds to go. Awful beat. I mean,
then they
really.
never tried to score.
And then just dribbled.
Dribbled.
Why were you fouling with 8 seconds if you were going to dribble it out? Strange. But now they opened 9 against UCLA. I believe UCLA is the second best team in the tournament. 9, that seems too much. I took the 9 too.
Down to 7.5. Yeah, that's. So you're telling me Juju was worth 12 points?
12.5. I made the line too. going in. And I said they will be the favorite, even though it's a 2 versus 1. Remember, they were ranked 3rd in the country. I don't know how they got the overall 5 seed. I guess the strength of schedule of the women's Big East.
Well, and then UCLA had that stretch where every win was by double digits, other than
they should have beat USC 3 times. They had them down in the Big Ten,
and it opens 9.
Yeah.
So this is nuts.
Yeah, that number. How is it 9?
What if they meet South Carolina in the final? What's the number going to be? Seriously,
Do they blow out UCLA? It's a big number then. South Carolina's not playing well either.
Well,
They're
no,
struggling.
And UConn beat them by 30 in South Carolina in February.
Well, they have to be favored. I mean, based on the future numbers too, they're favored. Yeah, no
yes,
question.
but I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be close to 9. Maybe it's 5.
I was going to say 4.
I don't know, 5. It's tough to make a Duke Houston number 2, isn't it? I think that's interesting. I said it would be 4.5, so it came in right around there. I didn't know if the public would push it higher. Duke's playing so well.
If it touches 6, would you take it?
I would. I just think they're so good. I mean, are they that good defensively, or did Rick Barnes not have Tennessee ready to deal with that? They take everybody out of their half-court offense. I mean, it doesn't matter what style you play. You don't get any shots in rhythm against them.
It would have been nice had Lanier recognized that he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn in that game.
Yeah.
What were they when they hit their first 3? They were like 0 for 13. I'm watching. I said, I can't watch this anymore.
I think it was 0 for 15 to start.
I think it was 0 for 15.
Yeah.
It's brutal. Tough watch.
Kept chucking.
Really tough watch.
When I asked Pauly this yesterday, who's got the best A game remaining, he goes, well, if Houston hits their 3s, maybe them.
That's true. They have a depth of shooting that they haven't had before. But Duke is really playing at a high level. How do you feel? How much have you had to protect your ticket so far?
I've hedged a little bit. I gave some away. I also
I wouldn't give it away. I mean, you could have felt you were beat against UConn and certainly against Texas Tech.
I mean, who thought that was going to happen?
I thought that UConn was going to be your death.
Oh, so did I.
They came out sloppy against a proud champion, and you're going to get clipped in the second round here.
Yeah, they're not playing well in this tournament.
Well, they haven't played well.
I mean, they were playing at the end. Think about what we were saying after the SEC tournament.
Yep.
Nick Bogdanovich was, I think, spot on. He said Florida Duke's going to be a pick'em. Now we're talking about 4.5.
Yeah, he was right. And this right. Let's call it what it is. Texas Tech was a choke job. You're up 9 with under 3 minutes, and you're bricking free throws. The one guy's 88%. He bricks the free throws.
So now you line up against JVT here in the semifinal. Did you do any save with him?
We partnered up a little bit,
okay,
yeah.
I figured so, right?
How would you monetize my ticket? I win quite a bit to Florida if they win.
Well, what is it, 120? What's the
No, because I have them on other future. I can win up to about 150.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's got to take Duke to win it all, right?
Yeah, you have to. I think you have to take Duke to win it all. Instead of trying to hit these ends, you're trying to pick apart 2 different games.
Is that it? Only bet that? You're saying don't take the 3 if it gets there?
Well, you've got a piece. Well,
I have a piece of Duke.
You have a piece of JVT too, right?
And I have them at 23-1, but it pays nothing close to what I have.
I think Paul's exactly right here. You bet Duke to win it all.
Or did that move? The plus 110 here is gone.
Well,
it's like $1.20 now. That moved like that.
Oh no!
I know.
Oh
yeah.
no!
What are you going to do?
Very popular. Very popular.
Follow the money.
Yep. More popular as well. Palm's a genius. Came up with this idea beyond the booth. Hang out with Palm, Derek Stevens. Hang with us. The VIP Cabana, Circus Stadium Swim. That's your big boy. Holds 20 people. Pick your time. NFL, whether you want NBA playoffs, draft, Masters. The dates are up there. VSiN.com/beyond the booth. Your own server, your own bathroom, the kiosk off to the right, the blackjack tables. Hang out. The weather's getting nice next week. VSiN.com/beyond the booth. Reserve your day today for the VIP Cabana at Circus Stadium Swim, the best pool in the world.
I cannot wait to hang out draft day
at
the booth.
Dr. John.
With the good doctor.
Yes.
Who booked it already.
Yes.
It's going to be a fantastic day out there.
He was sharp to get the draft day.
Smart move right there. More with the Maestro coming up next. The SEC, where travel means more. You cannot be serious. Next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. Love Wednesdays. Joined by the Maestro, Mike Palm. He is the VP of Circle Las Vegas. Here you go. It's time for You Cannot Be Serious.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious.
Mitch and Paul, I had never heard of this rule in my life until we saw what happened a few days ago. In the SEC baseball, they have a rule. You cannot start an inning after 4:30 Central Time. in order for teams to have enough travel to get back to the school so the kids can go to class on Monday morning. So that's the rule. You know what happens after 4:30? The game is just over. As long as it's gone fine inning, it's over. It's official game.
Are you serious?
What?
You cannot be serious.
I can be serious. So, Kentucky at A&M this Sunday. Kentucky builds up an early lead and now just starts dragging the game. Everything's slow. They're 0-2 counts. They're trying to throw balls on bad. They drag it out to the point where when they get to the bottom of the 8th, it's 10-5 and it's already 4:25. And they just keep showing the clock because they know this is going to be the last inning. A&M won't get another at bat in the 9th. And now the coach for A&M, Michael Early, is that he has to be restrained. He has to be restrained by his assistants, and he's screaming at the coach from Kentucky, Nick Mingione. And the announcers are just going on. This started in the 6th inning. The umpire should have given a warning. So there it is. They finished 4:34 after 8. Official game. It's over. Kentucky wins. It's the travel rule. You got to start these games earlier then.
Oh, yeah, you think?
You can't. It's 4 hours and 8 innings. I mean, maybe you should start them at 11 a.m. so that you. I've never heard of anything like that.
God.
SEC. Greg Shanky.
Be serious.
All right. How about this Kevin Willard? I mean, I had him on the thing last week about his genuine concerns. I berated the athletic department in Maryland for not giving him the extra night in New York City. It was all. I mean, that was all smoke. He was gone. He was long gone when he was giving all these speeches to everybody. And I don't know what. This is the new trend. You're going to tell your team the day of the game that you're leaving them when you're playing it. Now, this one is Sweet 16 game, let alone the first round of the tournament with Will Wade. Now your team finds out in the morning of a Sweet 16 game that you're leaving for the whole time. I mean, this is just done in such bad taste and with such little respect to players. I get it. There's a transfer portal and there's NIL and the players are fluid. But as somebody who goes into homes and tries to get kids to come and play with you, to handle it in such an unprofessional manner and to say, oh, I didn't know it was my agent. My agent was handling it all. Kevin Willard.
You cannot be serious.
Well, I like to pick on the state of Minnesota.
Sure.
Not because I dislike the state, but just because, I mean, they've never won anything. And people wonder why. The Poe lads.
Oh, no.
Did you see their new TV network? Did you see this on opening day? So the Minnesota Twins are one of these teams, like the Padres. They have to produce their own. Broadcast because these regional sports networks are going away. So it's exciting. It's the debut. It's opening day for the new Minnesota Twins Sports Network. And here comes the pregame with a beautiful, narrated, pre-produced piece. Bob Costas on the call. Everybody very excited. There was only one problem. It was introduction to the Cleveland Guardians season.
What?
Oh, no.
Yeah. They ran the piece that was supposed to be run on the Cleveland station
on
the Minnesota station, and it took 3 minutes and 18 seconds before anybody noticed and pulled it. So all the Twins fans got a great look at the history of the Indians and the Guardians and their prospects on the upcoming season.
Oh, my God almighty.
Oh.
Now, let's not forget the fact that,
there's more.
How about Major League Baseball if you bought the package? You know, you can buy the package and get every game that's not in your market, which is like 12 different teams for most cities.
Yeah.
But you can get every game. It was down for 3 hours on opening day. If you bought the, then you missed the first round of games.
Great call.
If you bought the MLT package for $165. And let's stay in the AL Central. You know, last weekend we had a rain delay in Chicago with the Angels. I wish I had the picture up for this. I'll post it up on Twitter. The rain delay with the Angels and the White Sox. They didn't have a tarp at Cellular One. They couldn't find a tarp. They pieced together. Did you see that there were little patches didn't even cover the field for the rain delay? Here we had a 2-hour rain delay today. They have a tarp now.
Oh,
they located the tarp, and all is not forgiven. I want you to think about that, Twins fans, when the guy that wanted to invest in your team decided to give his money to Reinsdorf to get a bigger share of the White Sox. And finally, I do want to comment on the Kim Mulkey situation because she's taken a lot of heat about this exchange she had with the reporter. They get beat by UCLA in the Elite Eight. They lost in the Elite Eight last year as well. And the reporter, I don't know who this was. It sounds very young. I don't know if it was a student reporter or not.
I think it was because
it might have been a student, right?
He was having problems spitting a question out.
He asked her, "Can you describe? Can you justify getting knocked out in the Elite Eight 2 years in a row?" And she rightfully says, "It's awful, isn't it? Is it good to get here or is it awful?" He said, "No, it's awful." Which was, and then she said, "Well, how many Final Fours did you play?" But his question is so far off base. when you think about what she did with that program, taking it to a national championship as a 3 seed as low as it's been, and you get back to 2 Elite 8. So my outrage is not with Kim Mulkey, who there's a lot of other things. People ask me if you could have an interview with one sports figure or do a roast of one sports figure, who would it be? It would be Kim Mulkey. Not even close. Because I'm sure a lot of former players that would come back and be happy to contribute. But this case, it's to the student reporter. You cannot be serious.
We don't miss anything.
No.
Very good.
Maybe the poll ads should have people across the country raise ATM prices and fees. That'd be good.
How about the Glenn Taylor thing? That's finally done. But he couldn't even sell the team in a appropriate manner, in the right way.
They also had with the Twins.
He took a bat. Well, he made a lot of money, but he could have made a lot more because he sold it in like 2021, and it took 4 years to finally get it done to A-Rod and Laurie, and he sold it for $1.5 billion. Meanwhile, teams are going for $4 billion. Then
There's a Fanatics ad too with the Twins this year. It's a young man and woman dressed in Twins jerseys, and they have on Guardians caps. I mean, it's just like a conspiracy.
Boy. Yeah. Your favorite Val Kilmer movie?
Oh, it's Heat. It's not
it's
close.
Chris and Heat.
I really think
So
it's such a great cast.
It's
and
awesome.
All the storylines and there's some gruesome scenes in it, but it's a great psychological thriller.
Love it.
Yeah.
We got to get the prequel, or it's a prequel and a sequel.
Actually, we got to go back and watch Heat this week in respect to the great Val Kilmer.
That's right.
I tweeted that last night. Go ahead, Paul.
Batman, Heat, Doc Holliday and Tombstone, Top Gun. A wacky movie, but Island of Dr. Moreau.
Oh, yeah.
He is he is unbelievable as John Holmes in Wonderland.
So good.
Unbelievable.
Pauly and I were talking about that before the show. If you've never seen Wonderland, he does play John Holmes, and the lead of that, or I think he's like along like the right there with him, Josh Lucas. He was in Glory Road, Sweet Home Alabama. I love Josh Lucas. I think he's a fantastic actor. Like that combination of those two guys in that movie, outstanding. I think that, and also don't forget Jim Morrison,
awesome.
The Doors.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Massaro said he sang all the songs.
No, he did it himself.
Yeah, did he? Okay,
yes.
thank. He is Jim Morrison.
He
in
is.
that
Yeah,
movie.
he turned
So
into
I'm
a
looking at Jim Morrison.
Method actor, big time.
Yep.
The Saint was good.
Yep, good. Yep. Left Hollywood for 10 years. I retweeted a great story in New York Times as well. Oliver Stone. Great actors have this. Val had it. Quote, they make everything seem like an improvisation. He also offended people because he was hard to understand. Robert Downey. Couldn't stand him the first time he met him. He says, I don't know if you know this, to the reporter. He's chronically eccentric. And it wears
That's a
on
great
you.
phrase.
It is what, yep.
I think most of them are.
So he also he left Hollywood for 10 years, Ranch, Santa Fe, and on why he left Hollywood, he goes, well, once you're a star, you're always a star. It's just what level.
Oh, did you know this, by the way? Because people were tweeting me like they thought it was only part of the movie. Tom Cruise was not going to make Top Gun 2 Maverick without Iceman.
Really?
He was not going to make it. He was sick, throat cancer. So people thought that was only part of the movie. That was Val Kilmer in real life. That's why it was so sad for people who knew. I mean, watching at the theater when I saw it, I'm like, that sucks, man. That's the kind of shape that he was really in at the time. But Cruise refused to make it without him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he beat the cancer and pneumonia got him.
Well, whatever, but he had that, and at the time, that's what it was. That's what was wrong with him.
Okay.
So that's not him putting on a bit. That's not him acting as Iceman aging. That was him in real life, to my understanding anyway. Yeah. And you mentioned it there in passing. There's not another human being on the planet who could have played Doc Holliday like he did in Tombstone.
No.
That's arguably a top 5, top 10 role I've ever watched in my entire life. I'll be your Huckleberry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Johnny Ringo. Looks like someone just walked over your grave.
Uh-huh.
Oh. And then when they're at the bar or at the casino and the guy is whistling, is that Powers Booth? And he's doing this with the gun, like back and forth?
Right.
And
That's
then
all over social media.
He copies them, and he does it with the shot glass.
Yes.
Oh, it's perfection.
Yep.
But you're right,
That's
Mike.
all over social
He's
media.
tough to top.
Yeah.
I will say I added some Kings for the Stanley Cup.
You did?
Wow. This team is unbeatable at home. I haven't seen Winnipeg get dominated in a game like they did last night in that game. And if they can steal a game on the road, they're going to have home ice against the Oilers. And St. Louis might just be a tough out for the Knights. Who knows? They might be hosting St. Louis in the second round.
You firmly think this is the year they get by the Oilers? It has not gone well for them.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
3 years in a row.
Home ice would be big, though. You're right.
Home ice would be huge.
Yeah.
Be huge. But if they can just steal one game in Edmonton. They've lost 4 games in regulation the whole year at home. Toronto was one of them. Came
That's
back
it?
from 2-0.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. the
Yeah,
other
last
night,
Sunday.
Sure.
Saturday or Sunday. Yeah,
Sure.
Saturday night was the Canada Game of the Week.
Oh.
Hockey night in Canada.
Great job, Maestro.
Thank you.
Thank you. There you go. Mike Palm up next, NBA. This player has been on a heater. 7-0 over on 2 different props tonight. Tell you about who it is next here on VSiN.